This is Maya. Let's get into it. Your AI agent didn't throw a 500 error. It got an empty response from an API, hallucinated a workaround, and corrupted 50 customer records without alerting anyone. If you are managing site reliability or application security for autonomous agents in production, this is the most dangerous failure mode you will face this year. First, why traditional SRE monitoring completely misses agentic failure? In standard software engineering, when a microservice encounters a broken schema, a missing JSON key, or a rate limit error, it throws an explicit code exception. The process crashes, your error budget burns, and a PagerDuty alert immediately fires to your engineering on-call. An LLM agent does not crash. When an autonomous agent calls a tool and receives an empty object or missing parameter fields, it treats that empty output as part of its prompt context. Instead of stopping execution, the model improvises. It uses the surrounding context history to infer what the missing data should be, invents plausible parameters, and quietly executes the next step in its trajectory. And because the downstream API accepts the write with a valid HTTP 200 OK, your APM dashboards show 0 errors. Latency looks normal, CPU utilization is fine, but your production database is now filled with hallucinated data. Next, why relying on HTTP status codes gives you false confidence? If your observability tools only check server uptime and status codes, you aren't monitoring your AI architecture. You are just monitoring your web server. Checking for 200 OK responses does not tell you if your neural network is hallucinating fake record IDs to bypass an empty API payload. Context contamination compounds across multi-step agent execution. If an agent hallucinates a customer tier at step 2 because an API returned an empty object, that single false assumption cascades through step 5, step 8, and step 10, executing unauthorized system mutations along the way. Now, here's how you build a resilient, failure-proof architecture in production. First, stop passing raw tool outputs directly into the model's context window. Second, enforce strict JSON schema validation at the API gateway layer, completely outside the LLM context. Every tool payload must be deterministically validated before its content is injected into model memory. Third, implement gateway-level circuit breakers. If a tool returns missing required keys, an empty dictionary, or an unexpected schema type, trip an immediate circuit breaker to halt the agent thread before the model gets a chance to improvise. Monitor semantic state, not HTTP status codes. Stop letting autonomous agents guess around broken APIs. If you are building enterprise multi-agent control towers and need stateful execution governance, check out how we build zero-leakage agent architectures at letsaskclaire.com. I'm Maya. Thanks for listening. See you next time.